Draw your last pathetic card so I can end this, Yugi.
My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba. But it does contain the unstoppable Beaver Warrior!
Ah! Impossible!
Alright, one day I'll actually update that so it doesn't have the incorrect dates on there. Anyway. What's up, boys? Alright. Alright. First we have former champion and Keliox, my moderator, going at it, so yeah, there's the bracket for anyone that's actually curious. Alright. Oh shit. Should probably not show that on stream, eh? It's fine. No one's gonna join anyway. Surely not. Alright, is it Aster and Keliox? Are they the two? And Keliox. What did you do to my name? Nothing, please. Don't worry about it. Is Aster... Can I get a confirmation that... Oh wait, it started? Okay. I was assuming you guys are right. Oh, have I got no audio on? Yeah, I'll turn it on during the game. Sorry, a little bit scuffed. Sorry, I muted all the audio for dual links. Hope you can turn it on during spectate. You can. There you go. Alright. So we've got a Dinosaur Kingdom deck. So we've got a Dino deck coming in. I didn't actually see, but I didn't see that the new Dino card everyone's been using is actually an SR, so people can play Dino decks in the tournament pretty easily, which is really cool. Did not expect it at all. G'day, Kara. Beaver in hand, let's go. So we've got a confirmation that one of the cards in Keliox's hand is Beaver Warrior. For those of you that don't know the tournament rules, basically Beaver Warrior is in every deck, and every deck can only contain SR cards besides that Beaver Warrior. This does not include skills, so if you're using a skill that contains ultra rare cards or whatever, that's fine. Just the base deck cannot contain anything other than SR cards and your Beaver Warrior. If Beaver Warrior ever deals fatal damage in a best of 3, you instantly win the best of 3 and you don't need to go to game 2. Alright, so we've got this Destroyerosaurus. You can discard this card to the graveyard and one Jurassic World from your deck to your hand. To follow him up, we have the set card Black Stego. He's going in for a swing. Ooh, instantly returning it to hand. This looks like a kind of a stall deck by the looks of things. Running cards like this, it's kind of a discount. I can't even remember the name of it. These are cards I'm thinking I may have to ban the next week around. A lot of decks seem to want to use this. Seems like such a strong stall card. Defense draw. During your opponent's turn, at damage calculation, make the damage you take from the battle 0, and if you do, draw 1 card. I believe in you dinos, so do I. I hope the dinos win. Keith is a former champion, to be fair, so the dino player is a former champion of this tournament, so he's a good player. Disgusting. Good meme, good meme. Love that face cam, yep. I take great pride in my looks. Winged Karibo, another card I'm strongly recommending banning. But I like the idea of Winged Karibo for stalling for people that want to run combo decks, so I may not ban that. I'm more looking at banning some of the things like Floodgate and stuff for the next time around. When we get into the ultra rare part, that is. The SR ones, I'm not sure which cards need to be looked at. Basically, this first round of the tournament has been kind of a test to see which cards are good and which are bad and which are too strong. Because I have no idea what cards are too strong in an SR only format, since I've never experienced it before until now. Setting a card, going to battle phase. Hopefully not running into Wall Disruption, since Wall Disruption is in this tournament. Oh, Fortress Warrior. Another pain in the ass stall card. Once per turn, you cannot... you take no battle damage from attack stalling this card. Once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. A Chain Reaction. That's a slow and painful one. Intrigue Shield. Target one face-up monster you control. Equip this card to the target. Once per turn, while the equipped monster is in attack position, it cannot be destroyed by battle. You take no damage from attacks involving the card. Oof, looks like Calyox didn't read his own card and didn't realize he had to have it in attack position. Yikes. That looks like a misplayer right there, Mr. Calyox. I think you've, oof. Nice misplay there. English, motherfucker, do you speak it? Oh, the stall player's already made a misplay. It's a pretty bad one too. Another Wing Karibo, that's 2 down. Only has 1 Karibo left in the deck. That's probably one of the strongest stall cards in the game, if not the strongest. So, it's good that he's got them out the way so far. Calyox deleting his own message in the chat? Actually, moderator probably removed it. XD. The Dino player has more resources so far. He's got 4 cards in hand. Total card advantage. That shouldn't matter too much to a stall player if they can just... because their whole aim is just to survive. We know one card in Calyox's hand is Beaver Warrior because he put it in the chat. Although he may have been just telling a fib, you never know. Don't discard Beaver Warrior, don't do it. Don't discard... oh, you scum. Discarding Beaver Warrior, what a monster. I'm also confused as to why he didn't do it. I mean, I guess he just wanted to heal 2100. Yeah. Is that even a worthwhile trade though? Because couldn't he have just used this on the first one and stopped him taking 1500? Because now he took 1500 and healed 2100. So only gained the net of those two as opposed to just gaining a flat 1500 and not taking damage. Not sure if that's worthwhile. Maybe I'm just saying dumb stuff, but that seems wrong. Go Discord. Is someone adding me? Who's actually streaming though? Sounds like a cool guy. I'll give myself a solid 4 out of 10 at least. At least. Minimum. Calyox is taking his sweet time to decide a play. By the way, this is the best of one for the first round, so it's whoever wins this game goes on to the next round. I think Keith seems to be in a good position here. Oh, it's actually not Calyox I was doing the turn. I'm a dickhead. Never mind. What is Calyox saving back there in his back row? Did that go through? Alright, there's Draining Shield. Keeps him alive for another turn. But Kellogg's running very low on cards, only 2 cards left and he's on the draw, so he has 3 more cards worth of resources to use. And if he draws another Rainbow Life, he would have to discard one of those to use it. So he's hoping, I assume, for no more Rainbow Life. That could be his 3rd Karibo. Karibo is probably one of the better draws to draw at this point. I assume our Dino player has multiple monsters in hand, but he's scared of Wall Disruption, so he's not playing a 3rd one. Oh, he's going for it anyway, he's played his 3rd. Alright, this would be an optimal Wall Disruption play if he has it. Ooh, alright, so we've got another card that I'm considering banning just due to how prominent it is in actual meta. Amazonas Swordswoman. Hey Damien, haven't seen you in a while, bud. Of course, an Amazonas card comes up as soon as I see Damien in the chat. That would make sense. Nice English. Hey, remember that? I assume the Dino player does actually have a way of destroying his own cards, so he shouldn't be too scared even if he gets Wall Disruption. I assume that the last face down is another Rainbow Life would be my guess, because he doesn't want to discard the last card in hand. That would be my guess what the last face down is. If it was Wall of D, 100% would have used it already. God, all these stall decks are trying to make me have a 24-hour stream here. Survival of the Fittest. Target one dinosaur type monster you control, equip to this card. The target gains 1000 attack. When the attacking monster destroys the opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you activate the effect. The equipped monster can make a 2nd attack on an opponent's monster in a row. Seems kind of useless there since the monster didn't have enemy controller in a stall deck. I don't like that. Yeah, I think it was a bit of a misplay, I think, to use Survival of the Fittest. I don't see why he used it there. And I really dislike having this in a stall deck. Seems real bad. One, you're getting rid of your own resources, so again it's like using Rainbow Life. And 2, I don't see why you'd want to take control of an opponent's monster ever. You're not that kind of deck. I don't know, maybe I'm just not used to stall. Anyway, that is Keith winning through the first round. Dinosaurs will be further on in the tournament, which is good, because I fucking love deck variety, and dinosaurs are fantastic. We didn't get to see any of the new dinosaur cards, though. Alright, so now the bracket. Alright. Let me just update that real quick. It's in America going through the next round. Former champion trying to get yet another championship victory. Alright, so we've got Mel, the Dark, and Will. Are you boys ready in the thing? We've got Amon, that's Mel. We'll just wait for Will now. I see Will in the chat, so he's definitely here. Looms Fab, I swear if that's Jack. That's Jack, right? That's gotta be Jack. It's gotta be Jack. If anyone's curious, Loom is my alter name that everyone calls me on the Discord server. Oh, sorry, I haven't got the right overlay on. There you go. Right, you guys can start whenever you're ready. For those of you that are in here that don't know what's going on, this is our weekly SR tournament. If you guys are interested in joining, feel free to join the Discord down below. All the rules and how to enter and all that's all written in there. Yeah. Next week will be an ultra rare tournament, as it goes up 1 rarity every week before it resets back to 0. Come on, you two shitheads, get it going. Please defeat the roleplay, dude. To no, not 0. Yeah, calm down, Andre. Come on. There's some quality messages in the Discord. There we go. I've completely forgotten what Mel's playing, but I think I remember what Will is. I think. What rarity is he, Bell? He's ultra, right? Yeah. Yubel vs Yugimoto. Alright, so we've got an Exodia deck. That's Mel, right? Because Mel used the Exodia deck last time. Yep. Mel did actually pretty well in the last tournament, which was only a rare tournament, using Exodia, so it's good to see they brought back the Exodia again. Could be an Exodia one trick. Right, so this is going to be 2 stall games in a row though, which is a little bit... Tournament's going to take a lot longer than it should. Hopefully next time we have the SR ones and the Ultra ones, I can try and get rid of stall a little bit since it's a little bit cancer. I don't want to ruin the archetype fully, but I do want to have it so that there's less people wanting to go it. I didn't even know the flute was actually an SR as well. That's pretty cool. So you can basically have 6 copies of Karibo if you need one. Which Exodia does, because this not only does it thin out the deck to draw your Exodia pieces, it also obviously gives you the best stall card in the game. I'm not sure why he's played a second one. I assume this card must be a draw card of some kind then. Oh, that's the Beaver Warrior in attack position. We've got the Lane Ling. Equipping to the Beaver Warrior. Once per turn, you can target one face-up monster you control, crits the cards that target. The original attack of the monster crits the card comes 1000. It can make a second attack during each battle phase. Also, if the critical monster will be destroyed by battle or card effect, this card will be destroyed instead. The Unstoppable Beaver Warrior. Giving it total attack. What an actual play. This dude's insane. This is actually quality gameplay right here. So we know he's guaranteed at least got 1 Exodia piece in hand. Oh my god, is this a Beaver Warrior off? Dude, I'm dead. There's no way. Is this a Beaver Warrior off? What? What? Okay. Beaver Warrior versus Beaver Warrior. Intense gameplay here, folks. This is the stuff. Alright, so now we get the real... Oh god, I forgot the word. We get what Will's deck's actually all about. Cyberdarks. So stall Exodia versus Cyberdarks. Oh, Beaver Warrior and Beaver Warrior action. That's some not safe for work shit right there. So we've got another flute to bring out yet another Karibo to save him from the 2500. Although, can this attack directly or only the blue one can? But it does piercing damage, so it goes through the Karibo anyway. So it was a bit of a waste from the winged Karibo player. Another misplay right there. This is very problematic, this card. Cyberdarks are problematic for stall purely because they get to kill off. Ooh, that won't help you. You'll get piercing damaged again. Unless you're adding the normal Karibo to hand? Nope. I think that might be it, unless you've got a trap card that can help him. This is very problematic, this card. All Cyberdarks are, because 2 of them allow you to hit life points directly, 1 of them allows you to do 300 damage on monster kill. my next, I fell asleep. Good stuff, Jack. G'day, Ricky. Wait, you the guy that donated the other day? If you are the guy that donated the other day, thank you very much, good sir. That's very kind of you. It was some guy named Ricky, I'm pretty sure. You can go check real quick. I'm not sure if it was you, but if it was you, thank you. Mel is on the ropes here. The Yugi player is conceding, and that is Will going through to the next round. That means we've got a Cyberdark and a Dinosaur deck going through so far. Honestly, pretty cool stuff. Good shit. Alright. Bring up the bracket. Alright, that's going to be Will versus In America soon. Alright, next is Andre and Jack. This is a very well-known rivalry in the Discord. These guys have some beef together, so this is actually a very exciting matchup. I'm glad they got paired together. Alright. So I assume Loom's favors Jack. Just a guess, and this is Andre. I think this is you two anyway. Oh, you swap positions. Yeah, good job, boys. Good job. Good organising. Just both join room 1. It's easier. Both get on table 1. Come on. If you play... There we go. Good stuff. Wait. Never mind. I'm sorry. Who the hell's named themselves Loom's Fave? Who is that? Which one of you foxes named themselves Loom's Fave? I thought that was Jack. Which one of you monkeys? Is that... I don't know. Oh, whatever. You know, sure. Who's named themselves Loom's Fave? Alright. So we've got another Exodia deck, played by Jack, and then we've got Andre's deck, which I've forgotten already. Do the deck list right here, just look it up. What was Andre playing? Ooh, that's what he's playing. Alright, now I remember. A little bit more spice in Andre's deck. It's the second Exodia one we've seen. Exodia's actually been pretty prominent in these single rarity only tournaments, which is surprising. I didn't expect it at all. To be fair, I think the Exodia is kind of a good matchup into stall, which is a very prominent thing too, since Exodia is also stall. It's just better at stalling. Since it actually has a win con outside, just slowly burning your opponent or decking them out. Then again, I don't think we'll find Andre here playing stall. Currently we've got a normal Gladiator Beast and our 1900 attack monster with some nice card text there. Not much else to it though. Oh, we've played the Exodia piece, probably going to be followed up by the Spellcaster draw card, I assume. Yep, Wonder Wand. So if anyone doesn't know what Wonder Wand does, target one Spellcaster monster, it gains 500 attack. If you control the equipped monster and this card, you can send it to the graveyard, draw 2. Very common card in Exodia decks. Very powerful draw card. It does put an Exodia piece in the graveyard, so that means Jack has got to have some way of getting Exodia back in his deck. Someone at me on Discord. I got a message. Can I still join the tourney? I don't think... We may need you for the Tawny Tom if you're in the actual stream. I don't think so yet though. I don't know if GG's here. Oh, you're spectating? Alright. Yeah, so there may be still one person that's not here, I'm not sure. Alright, so what happened? We got one attack in. Oh, the Beaver Warrior got killed. Good shit. Beaver Warrior's defense wasn't enough this time. Jen Warped Warwolf, a 2000 attack Gnaw monster that I actually didn't know existed. Good old power creep. Axe Raider was definitely a cooler card than that, let's be honest. Richard Milos to a sexy dance view? What am I reading in the chat right now? Oh, Ricardo, that's that meme, right? God damn it. Quality. Alright, so he had a defense draw. I don't think defense draw is that strong. Maybe it is, I don't know. I don't think it's ban-worthy. Oh, that's the wall disruption. Although Andre did play around it a bit by only playing 2 monsters. So he does still get some damage in even with the 2 he's got. Plus he can choose to play a 3rd if he likes. Exodia player has a lot of cards in hand, has already gone through just about half his deck. Meaning a lot of those cards in hand may just be Exodia pieces, so he may have expended a lot of his resources. We know he has at least 1 in there. Actually, no, we don't know that. He hasn't drawn the... Never mind, I'm a dum-dum. But he probably has an Exodia piece. Very likely. Alright, not playing around the 3rd wall disruption, going straight for playing the 3rd monster. Okay, who's Loomsperf? I don't know who's named themselves Loomsperf. It's honestly fucking funny. It's probably Bless. I know what Bakora's running in his deck. Sneaky Bless. Alright, that's the impenetrable attack. Surprised he played an Exodia piece then. If he had an impenetrable attack set, probably wasn't necessary. And again, to be fair, if Andre had a way of getting around, of removing back row, since this card can only be used during the battle phase, he would have had lethal, potentially. So I assume that's why he played it. Plus Jack probably has multiple cards in hand to draw from his graveyard anyway. Get the Exodia pieces out. So there's 2 Exodia pieces in the graveyard right now. I assume Bless is Loomsway. That'll be my guess. I haven't looked into that show to see if Bless is in there. Wing Crebo, again, very prominent card in the tournament. And we've got Flutus Summoning Crab, probably add it to hand to thin out his deck before ending the turn. Summoning it to the board would be hella troll, so I assume he's just adding it to hand. There we go, so that's a bit of deck thinning. That means that during next turn, he has a good chance that he won't, well, he obviously won't draw the Wing Creeper, and has a good chance of drawing either more protection or Exodia pieces. He must be getting pretty close now to an Exodia win. Oh, he's adding 2? Is this it? Has he got all the pieces? I don't see why he'd be doing this now otherwise. Unless he wants to draw more. He may have the spellcaster draw a card in hand. But this could be it. This could be all 5. It is. There we go. There's an Exodia victory. We'll let the animation play out. That's Andre eliminated by Jack. Good stuff. Alright, so we go back to the good old bracket. Okay. Why is Steam opening? Go away. No Steam, fuck off. Alright. No Battle.net, no. Why is everything opening? Alright, whatever. That is Jack going through the next round. So we've got Dinosaur, whatever those dark things are called, I forgot the name, and Exodia. Alright, so now we've got Bless and GG. So I'm not entirely sure if GG's here, so we may have a replacement. Is GG here? I don't think GG's here. I know he's here. No, we've got GG. He's here. Never mind. GG is here. I am mistaken. So Loom Slab is Bless. Okay, never mind, guys. Ignore me. Alright, I've completely forgotten what GG's running, completely. Actually, I can just open the deck list and have a look. What was GG running? Oh, I see, okay. So we've got another Cyberdark player versus whatever Bless is playing, which is probably pretty obvious judging by what I named him. So this card will pierce damage through this, so whatever this is, it can pierce it. So hoping that's not Amazona's Swordswoman, it'll be fine. So provided that's not Swordswoman, this is good. Alright, that's good. That card, but unfortunately this card I believe doesn't take any battle damage. So this doesn't actually do anything to him just yet. He'll need a second card to destroy that, or a card that can swing over the top of it. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I apologize. I apologize. There you go. Sorry, guys. Quality R streamer right here. Just made a bunch of people just refresh their pages to see if they were lagging. My bad. Alright, so normal summon of Lei Ling. Generally you want this card to just be an equip spell, but he's just looking for a second monster to attack with. The fact Bless only has one face down probably means it's more of a stop yourself dying for one turn card as opposed to having some of that wall disruption, because you'd always have wall disruption set. So you can use Impenetrable Attack to keep his monster alive. Not sure whether that's worthwhile, since Impenetrable Attack does the exact same thing, unless he can keep... Impenetrable Attack just works well to keep your monsters anyway alive. Because you could have just used... I don't know, is that worthwhile? They basically both do the exact same outcome. One keeps your Impenetrable Attack on the board, one keeps the monster on the board. Either way, they both delay you a turn. Depends on what card you think is more valuable. I would have thought Impenetrable Attack would be a more valuable card since it can protect against 3 monsters, and this one can only protect against 1. Unless he's got like a wall disruption or something, and he wants to make the monsters have low health. So this is probably a wall disruption, I would say. And he wants to make these have a low attack, so they can never kill this. Because otherwise I can't see a reason he'd want to keep it alive. No, not a wall? Yeah, I'm not sure the worth in keeping that alive over the other one then. Because now you've just lost 2 resources keeping this alive, and you wouldn't have taken damage last turn. Alright, we've got the Mithra, the Thunder Vassal. If this card is in your hand, you can activate this. Basically just gives your opponent a token, and I think that's all he wants to do with this deck. He wants to make his opponent's board as useless as possible, because if he has a useless board, he can't obviously get through to your life points, because this 800 attack monster is going to do absolutely jack shit. And I don't think Cyberdarks have a way of getting rid of their own board outside of fusion summoning, for example. Which polymerization is in SR, so he could have if he had a fusion pile, but he doesn't. So I think if this gets wall disruption here, it's just a loss. He can't get through this board ever. And this guy's got way too many cards in deck. Who won, Jack or Andre? Jack did. Jack's Exodia prevailed. What the fuck? Wait, you guys still using the Ricardo meme in the chat? Alright, good stuff. Goddamn Ricardo. This isn't looking too good for the Cyberdark player. He hasn't gotten through to his opponent's life points yet. But to be fair, lots of these guys' defenses is in monster form, which as long as it's not a Swordswoman or the card that takes 0 damage, this card will be able to do a bunch of damage. Provided it doesn't get wall disruption, which I assume this guy's deck has. So, or Bless's deck has. I didn't actually check, is he using Mind Scan? Yeah, Mind Scan, so he knows what the face down is. He doesn't seem too scared of it since he's attacking anyway. Alright, so he's removing it, whatever it is, it's annoying. It's good he's got Mind Scan against a burn player, super good. Means the player can't actually, he knows what all the face downs is, and he knows the player hasn't got Wall Disruption, so he won't swing into it ever. Super good read taking Mind Scan to this tournament, knowing that people are most likely going to be playing burn decks and stall decks. That's defense draw gone, and he's going to swing into cards that he knows aren't the Swordswoman or the monster that takes no damage if they're on the board. There was a bit of delay though, so maybe he just wants to get rid of something. Super Rush, that's a Swordswoman. Most likely. It could be the card that takes 2 attacks again. But I'm predicting Swordswoman. No? What is... Oh, that's the Ghost Trick, right? Cannot be normal summoned unless you control a Ghost Trick monster. Once per turn, you can change this card's face down defense position. When this card is destroyed by battles into the graveyard, you can change that monster that is destroyed in face down defense position. And if you do, it cannot change its battle position. So sadly, he thought the Super Rush would work, but I don't think Super Rush works since the card's face down, so it doesn't technically have a type. I'm not actually sure how the Super Rush interaction works, but it didn't work there, so he got his card turned face down, and it can no longer be turned face up. So now it comes to the point whether or not the Pegasus player has a way of getting rid of his own monsters, so he's actually able to, which he does because he's equipped. Obviously, why do I not? Obviously he can do that, I can't believe I didn't see that. Or he's got a card that can attack directly, so the monsters are now completely irrelevant, as long as he doesn't get this card turned face down, or get another Ghost Trick to attack it or something. Can't wait for the second phase so we don't have to play against those cancer decks. I mean, I'll try and ban out most of the cancer cards, but I can't ban out all of them. And Bless is cancer regardless, so he'll always be playing cancer. I'm feeling a lot better about the Cyberdark player now, knowing that he has Mind Scan. because he won't ever swing into a wall disruption. So he can try and make sure that the Odeon player won't ever make his cards have 0. He's got another impenetrable attack back, as well as shuffling his cancer cards back into the deck. Flipping it face up, destroying the Cyberdark card. Although that only destroys the Lei Ming. Oh, he really wants to get rid of that card. Super problematic, but that puts both his monsters in attack position at 0 attack, to be fair. Oh, he's going for the kill. Never mind, he's just playing it. Look at this. The Juggler and his 2 snowmen buddies. Cyberdark player on the ropes. He knows what the face down cards are, whereas we don't. So the face down cards, he may know there might be a wall disruption there or something, and he may be looking for his... He may have another copy of spell removal in the deck. I forgot what it's called. Double Cyclone? Yes, he may have a Double Cyclone in the deck, and he's still looking for that to remove some of this crap. Hasn't played another monster, so he may be waiting for a specific monster to play. The good news for the Cyberdark player is that Bless can no longer get rid of these 2 spots to fill up. They're now stuck with these monsters. They are completely useless to him other than protecting his own life points. And the Wind-Up Juggler isn't particularly useful too, since it just swings into a monster, removes it, but then that monster, if it's a Cyberdark card, will just stay on the board anyway. Since its own effect, someone's got a equip card to it. Finally, someone streams on YouTube. Well, I mean, it's my platform, it's where most of my audience is, so it kind of makes sense. I did stream on Twitch for a bit, like the last time it was on Twitch as well as YouTube. But I've kind of given up on Twitch since there's no one really watches me on there since my audience isn't too huge. It's fine on YouTube though. Plus it means I can upload it straight to my channel as well, rather than having to take down a VOD and put that up. It just kind of goes up automatically. Bless is, as named in the bracket, the literal spawn of Satan. This Odeon player right here, who is somehow a moderator of just about every single Discord server I've seen, and YouTube channel for Duel Links. Still a very slow game so far. The Pegasus player's played 2 face downs, which concerns me, unless he knows one of them is already a removal. This is not looking too good. I am assuming the Pegasus player is waiting for one of his exactly for the Cyberdark edge, so he can just attack directly. But the fact he's filled up 3 monster card zones with spell and trap card zones means unless one of these is a spell or trap removal, it's filling up the zone for a potential equip. Also fills up the slot for other spell and trap card removal cards. Who knows, the Maximilian Pegasus player might actually be playing Hatronade too, since Hatronade is not rare, it's SR. So he could be waiting for Hatronade or something. The fact he's played 2 face downs is still like really confusing to me. I assume one of the face downs has to be activatable at least. Otherwise he's just killing off his own game. A Hatronade will just win the game right out. So it is Double Cyclone. Probably going to get rid of Wall Disruption. Opening up 2 free and trap card zones. Also giving a Lei Ming in the graveyard, which he already has one. To probably equip to a Cyberdark. Treacherous. So Bless wants to fill up his own, obviously get rid of his own monsters so he can replace them with cards that are actually useful to him, since those 2 aren't going to do anything. They're not even going to protect his life points because of Cyberdark Edge. So we know what the face down is. Most likely it's an impenetrable attack because he added that to his hand using the skill. So it's most likely impenetrable attack. No, it's wall disruption. It's what he chose to leave the wall disruption over getting rid of. What did he get rid of? He got rid of impenetrable attack and chose to leave the wall disruption. That is an odd choice. Because it is mind scan, so you could see what it was. I would have thought he would remove the wall disruption 100%. Also, that seems like a weird attack list. Can't he just give himself his own? Oh, destroys it too. Because oh, he actually had no attack. Did Why Not Juggler really want to get rid of that though? Because now if he has another one, he's got another threat now. Whereas before he only had a 100 attack monster that didn't do much. Wouldn't it be better to keep that? Seems like a weird choice. He's not concerned at all about his battle now. He knows exactly what he's doing. Big kill for the Odeon player. I think the stall player's got it here. But I'm still really confused as to why he let the wall disruption go off. That sounds really odd. I guess it keeps the wind-up juggler alive. And since this card, after no hit battles, the monster destroys the monster. Oh, that's nasty. It's not even activatable. That's super nasty. Is that just lethal? So Why Not Juggler's already used its effect, so it can't use it again. Can he can't swing a second time, can he? The original time wants to account. Hey Freshly, didn't notice you in the chat. Is Blue trying to outdeck Red? Certainly is. Odeon taking more damage willingly, didn't activate any of his back row. Oh, I feel so bad for the stall player. I feel for the Maximum Pegasus player. I feel like he totally could have won this game if he just had the right draw. His deck seems so anti-stall. If he just drew the right draw, he totally could have won this game. There's no way he can get 3-2 back row. That's game. He got stalled to death by the cancerous Odeon player. That must feel so bad. I feel like the Maximum Pegasus player definitely chose the right skill and deck though. On another day I think he could have beaten the stall deck easily. Is the game over, boys? Hello? Hello, guys? Ah, there we go. Okay, Bloom's favourite. God damn it, Bliss. Alright. Now go out to the bracket. Sadly, the other former champion, Bless, is going through to the next round with his cancerous burn deck. Hopefully, you'll be some of those cards will be banned next time, so he can't do it. I know at least for the Ultra Red tournament, it already has cancerous burn planned. So, all right. So now we've got In America versus Will. Cyberdark versus Dino deck, actually, I believe. Alright. So whenever you two are ready. Is Astor in America? It is, right? I think. I've forgotten already. Why are stall decks here? Sadly, this is the first round of doing my Rarity tournament. So in the first round, the first round robin, so you get like each of the rarities. I haven't done any bans for it. Next time around, I'm going to be banning most of the stall decks. Try to. Banning out the cards they use anyway. My deck is not still giving me an award for that. I mean, to be fair, there's 2 stall decks left in the tournament and 2 non-stall decks. One of them's an Exodia deck, so I kind of give it a bit more of a... It is still a stall deck, but at least its win con's fairly fun. It gives you a cool little animation, whereas Blizzard's deck is just pure cancer. It just wants to deck you out. Actual cancer. Dude's literally only using it because he wants me to do a 24-hour stream. That's all this is. Gotta keep my rev. God damn it, Bless. Literal spawn of Satan. Oh, we've got another... Alright, we've got a Beaver Warrior out. Keep in mind, this is the best of 3 format, so if that Beaver Warrior does do lethal damage, instant best of 3 win. Goes straight through to the final. Doesn't have to go to game 2. Alright, so another use of double Cyclone. Bit of a weak use though, because if it's Survival's End, which it is, that can be used from the graveyard anyway. So it's kind of iffy to try and use double Cyclone in it there. Not sure I would have gone for a Survival Cyclone against a dinosaur deck, but just try and get rid of back row somehow. Use it to bring out Gilosaurus. You can special summon this card from your hand. If special summoned this way, your opponent can special summon ones from the graveyard. Alright, the Cyberdark player has got the ideal card in the graveyard. Outside of maybe Li Ming, he chose for the cannon. Each time this attacks, it allows you to send 1 monster from your deck to the graveyard, is it? So Cyber's Ends will destroy the equip spell, which should allow him to draw 1 card. Oh, it destroys the total card, never mind. I'm a dum-dum. Destroys the whole card. So I don't need to destroy the equip spell. Oh, so it's only to destroy their battle. Okay. Dino player in a pretty powerful position right now. Pretty dominant position. Alright, Allured by Darkness. So that allows you to add the spell card to hand that lets you draw... If you have Dark Monster, I think it is. Draw 2. Draw 2, then banish 1 Dark Monster. I was playing your Dark Ripe Counter Fairy deck on ladder, got tilted. Oh yeah. The deck's fun, but sadly it's not going to be a high tier deck, so it's still not going to be like super high win rate, use it to climb deck. It's still a fun deck, it's just... It can be pretty tilting getting beat by Kokai Mario every game, or Ancient Gear. My decks are literally Baby Lands and a Pit of Wolves, well... Trying to activate my neck decking powers. Yeah, I wouldn't be using that to try and climb with, but it's a super fun deck to play anyway. If you have the cards. Make 6 Samurai. We've got the Cyberdark Horn out. Can't attack directly, but can do some nice bit of piercing damage. Swing directly into it, that means he's got a Super Rush Headlong. Enemy controller, so he's planning to turn it to... Oh, he's going to take control of it. He's going for lethal. He's just straight out going for lethal. Oh, the Chalice! That's not going to help him. Oh, yes it is, never mind. Negates the effect. That's clever. I didn't even know it did that. I mean, of course it does, but that's clever. Alright, does it just... Wait, does just taking control of it destroy it? No, it's just negating the effect, right? Wait, does taking control of it destroy it or just the negate effect? Help me out in the chat here, boys. I said taking control of it destroyed it, right? So just wasted the negate effect. A fat 2,400 damage. Cyberdark player only on 700 HP. But Dinosaur has nothing. But to be fair, there's no back row left for the Cyberdark player. Alright, so we swing into... Has he got another enemy controller? No second enemy controller yet. Still sitting on the one back row card. Could be a wall disruption, which wouldn't be enough. Swinging for, won't be lethal, but it's still a ton of damage. The Dinosaur player getting very, very low here. Living on the ropes, both players actually. Super close game. Two lots of back row, but they could just be bluffs. He was saving them in hand for a while, so they could just be bluffs. Alright, got a Pulse Mines. Keeping his monster alive, and double Cyclone to chain to it to get rid of one of the back row. Might just get rid of a Survival's End though. No, powerful Rebirth. Good hit, that Rebirth could have brought back another Dino, but that, to be fair, the Dinosaur wouldn't have done too much. But at least he didn't get rid of a Survival's End, which probably would have been pretty bad. Oh, that's Hatronade. Has to use its effect now, whatever it is. Or it's game. Unless he's got Creebo in hand, that's game. No Creebo in hand, that's game 1 done. Cyberdark player has taken it over the Dino deck. Alright. Game 1 going to Will over the former champion in America. You guys can go whenever you're ready. Don't need to wait on me. No? Oh, we've lost a player. We're in the best of 3 round now, guys. There's another game to play yet. Oh, he's back, alright. Yeah, best of 3. Yeah. Semi-finals are best of 3 and finals best of 3. If I was in the tourney, I would win undefeated. Well, join the Discord next week. Get on in here. Improve yourself. Loom's favourite though, I don't get it, bless. My name's Loom, by the way, Steven. Well, my alias is Loom. Outside of Duel Links. Yes, I assume he's changed his name because I changed his name on the tournament to being Spawn of Satan for his deck choice. Alright, Dinosaur player off to a strong start. Already got 2 monsters out. Gets to use the Dino card when there's nothing in the graveyard, so it can't use its effect. 3 back row too. Actually, very... Oh, Asta just... The instant fucking... Instant concede from the... Wow, that must have been a brick of a hand. Oof. The instant scoop. Alright, I assume that was an instant scoop, but I'm not gonna... So going on to game 3? It's 1-1 so far. I'm gonna assume that wasn't a DC. Even if it was a DC, I'd have to give it to the Dino player, because if he'd already started his turn. But we're on to game 3 now. Yeah, breaked. Damn. Unlucky dude. To be fair, that was a pretty sick start from the Dino player too. Sick hand into a break. God damn. Well, that's probably the quickest game we've had so far. Literally 1 turn from both players, and 1 player didn't even complete his turn. Two backline and a Dino. Fairly similar play to the last game. Fairly similar opener. Missing the dinosaur, the second Dino card though. Hopefully we haven't got another brick from the Cyberdark player, because that makes for a very unexciting game. As much as I like dinosaurs, and I kind of want dinosaurs to keep going. It's a cool deck idea to bring dinos actually. Super cool idea. Alright, it's got the ace for the Cyberdark deck. Got the Cyberdark Edge. Can ignore the monster completely and just keep hitting directly. If choose to, he may just go for the monster instead. I suspect he'll just go directly, because he doesn't want to run into something like a Super Rush or any form of destruction. Or like Wall Disruption or something. So we've seen some of the back row from Will. We've seen he has the trap card that turns everything to defense position and keeps his monster alive. Could be using that. Could be the card that he's got set, I mean. Alright, so the Dino player has got a normal monster on the board now, so he can use his survival. Or whatever the Dino trap card is. Loon, what do you think of the new mini? I think the Disney cards sound funny as fuck. And I can't wait to use them. Well, the Disney looking cards. Preemptively destroying the macro, clever. Sadly, not going to keep his monster alive though. Yeah, so maybe on the new boxes, I'm going to be playing the shit out of the Cinderella deck, try and build a deck using it. And then I'll move on to the other cards. Probably going to skip the Medal, whatever the hell those cards are called, because I never really liked the archetype in the first place, so I don't really want to see more of it. As to the other stuff, there was also some pretty cool other stuff, but I've kind of forgotten what it was. I was too excited about the Cinderella stuff. That stuff sounds so much fun to play. It's such a unique way. Banishing 10 cards from your deck for a field spell. Mint. Dinos vs Cyberdarks is the most exciting thing this tournament, just because it actually has action. I mean, the next match is what? Exodia vs Stall? Resident Sleeper. Oh, completely obliterating the dinosaur board here. Getting the dumb while attacking, killing both the monsters. To be fair, there's a good chance the Exodia deck will beat out on Bless's Stall, since Bless's Stall is kind of aims to make your opponent draw out their entire deck, which if you do that against Exodia, yeah, you kind of lose. Alright, so that's Will beating our boy. Our former champion has fallen to Will with the Cyberdark deck, and that is Dino's out the tournament, and Cyberdark's keeping going. So I'll get over to the bracket real quick. That is Will going through to the final, and yes, now we've got Jack versus Bless, who is also another former champion. Alright. Oh my god. Alright, Loon's favourites in room 1. Please join him, Jack, whenever you can. I have answers. Oh, he's got answers to the Exodia deck. Alright, alright. But can you draw it in that 30 card deck? Oh, I see exactly what you're on. Wait. It's not a very good answer if that's what you're talking about. But I don't think that's the one he's referring to. I won't mention it because of, obviously. I'm pretty sure I know which one you're talking about because you've only got 3 of it, but why would it ever be like, you know, like why would it ever, how's the Exodia deck gonna like, do it? Like, you know what I mean, Bliss? I don't want to say it out loud because obviously it'll give away what your deck is, but Loom's fave, it's the first one, it's Loom's fave, Jack. Like, it has to, the Exodia player has to, like, do what you want him to kind of get it, right? Yeah, whatever. It became pretty clear once the tournaments, the duel started anyway, because we didn't actually see that card used. Exodia Necros, let's go. There's no way Exodia Necros is in the deck. 0 chance. Alright, so I would favour the Exodia player here pretty heavily, since Bless's deck is entirely aimed at making him draw out the opponent draw their entire deck. So making the Exodia player draw their entire deck is kinda bad. But you never know. Bless does have a bunch of monsters that he can use to just try and beat the opponent to death before that. But his deck isn't aimed at doing that. So having things like the Snowman that has 0 attack does absolutely nothing. Oh, we've opened with a Beaver Warrior already. Alright. So, the big issue here with this Beaver Warrior is that if that Beaver Warrior ever deals fatal damage, that's the series 1 instantly for Bless. You don't go through to the game 2. And that Beaver Warrior will never go away, because I do not think the Exodia deck has any way of removal, it just aims to stall. So that Beaver Warrior can be very problematic. But the Beaver Warrior can be immensely problematic. It can never be removed by the Exodia player. So most likely this game will have to be decided, if Bless wins, it will most likely be through. Most likely if Bless wins this round, it will be him straight through to the final, because I think Beaver Warrior would be the one to do it. Alright, I've got the wind-up juggler, so he's going to go through the whole play of try to beat your opponent to death. Alright, that's it. At least one Exodia piece guaranteed to be in hand. God, that Beaver Warrior is so scary. Might not even go to game 2. 1,200 attack smackdown right there. I hope this duel will be decided this year. 72-hour stream, let's go. Yeah, Stall's a very fun matchup to watch, really. Alright, that could be the Winged Creebo place, most likely is. Either that or an Exodia piece, maybe? Could also be another one of these guys. But I assume it's just going to be the Creebo, right? No, it's an Exodia piece. Which you know is fine, because we know Jack has the card to bring Exodia pieces back from the graveyard to hand. Quality entertainment. Mate, this is the peak of Duel Links content right here. still versatile. He's playing one, so I assume he's going for the spell card draw. Yep, using Wonder Wand. Most of Bless's cards in his back row are completely useless, by the way. It's all just going to be based on his monsters trying to finish him. So if Jack has something like a Wall of Disruption, it could instantly ruin the game for Bless. That's if he runs Wall of Disruption. Which I assume is why Bless hasn't played a third monster if he has one. Because Wall of Disruption would just ruin his game outright. It'd be over. Let's put one into defense, so I assume playing around Wall Disruption. Going for lethal. Probably a defense draw will be activated. I'm not sure about putting one defense here, it's a bit weird. Because now Jack only has to use one card, which he did anyway, but it could have been... For example, if it was defense draw that he used, then he would have had to use 2 resources, whereas now he would only have to use 1. Still works out the same way due to Jack using an impenetrable attack. But Bless, I believe, trying to play around that Wall Disruption pretty well. Exodia Necros, please. Alright, Exodia Necros is an ultra rare. Yeah, that'd be cheating if it was in the deck. Ultra allows me to use Blue Eyes. Cool. With Gandora. Alright, I'd like to see that. And to be fair, I prefer the Gandora Red Eyes decks. Alright, that's the defense draw. Bless still trying to play around Wall Disruption, which I think is a mistake. I think playing around it too much is pretty bad. Because now he could have swung with the Beaver Warrior for extra damage if Jack didn't have a way of drawing a card. Or if Jack didn't have a way of stopping it. He would have had to have used more resources. Such as he may have to have put that Kribo down this turn as opposed to next turn. Which gives Jack an extra draw. So probably set it the Kribo, most likely. That's another Exodia piece added to hand. That could be the final one since he chose not to play the Kribo. He chose not to play Kribo, so he chose to add the Exodia piece to hand. Is that the final one? It's not, okay. Oh, I don't know, Bless. I think this is looking pretty shady. Actually, to be fair, I think there's... Never mind, there's two Exodia pieces in the graveyard still. He still needs the spell card, right? Yeah, I'm dumb. He still needs the spell card in the to draw the 2 Exodia pieces back. Alright, that's an Exodia piece in hand and 2 draws. Plus there's 2 in the graveyard, so he's got all 4 pieces guaranteed right now. If he has the spell card, that is. So he just needs the 5th one, since it can't be searched for. Only 3 cards left in the deck, pretty good chance he has it here. He's adding it. I think this is it. I think this is game 1. That's all 4 normal pieces in hand now. And he wouldn't be adding them to hand if he didn't have it. Alright, game 1-1. Bless on the ropes here, former champion, going down 1 game. Probably one of the more tournament favourites to win. Got blasted by Jack. Alright, on to game 2. Probably the hardest thing about the Exodia deck is that there's a, not only is there 5 potential non-store cards and having the Exodia pieces in there, so potential bricks, but there's also a Beaver Warrior in there, that's a big brick for the Exodia player. Go Mel, take him. Yeah, I could see how you can get Mel confused with Jack using Exodia decks. I see it. Bless opting for making one of Jack's board's pieces useless, which I'm not sure the use in that is really, since Jack doesn't care, he's just here to draw cards. If anything, you just gave him another piece to defend himself with. Not sure you should have played this at all, really. I mean, to be fair, you can get rid of it, swing, but I don't think that was a good idea. Probably better to leave the board spot open since you're never going to use it, unless he's got like a treacherous or something, which we have seen from the deck already. Because now you could have had 3 monsters to attack with as opposed to only 2 now. Although, I don't know why this isn't an attack, you can swing with that. Beaver Warrior, its defense is not enough. See, now you could just swing directly. Yeah, I think this is a bad play playing this card, I don't see the use in it. It just fills up your own board. Sending out the deck by adding the Creeper to hand during the end phase, well, still during the battle phase, but we know he's ending his turn here. Yeah, I had to think extensively about the ban list for next tournament to try and get rid of some of these stall cancer. But I'm glad some people didn't actually bring stall to this tournament, so we have some deck variety. Because we've had like some pretty cool deck lists throughout the whole tournament series, including normal and common. No, rare and normal. Another Exodia piece added to hand. We haven't seen if Jack's deck runs all disruption or not. It does. That's probably game. Bless has one way of getting rid of it. We know he has... We know Bless runs Treacherous Trap Hole, which can be used to remove his own monsters, but I believe that is the only card he has to get rid of his monsters. So right now, by the looks of things, this is devastating. There's no way for Bless to deal with this. Bless's only out is to draw Treacherous, play Treacherous, which gives Jack yet another turn, and then destroy his own monsters so he can swing again. And keep in mind the Exodia player is still at max HP, he hasn't lost anything yet. So he can still take 2 or 3 attacks from Bless. I don't think Exodia needs to be killed outright. Not the skill at least. Just get rid of some of the more prominent cards for the deck. Plus, to be fair, Exodia I prefer to see over... Because I think Exodia is more likely to brick than Stall is, since it has Exodia pieces, so it's more likely to lose. Like we saw in the last tournament, we saw Exodia get knocked out. So the good thing about Exodia still being in the tournament is that it beats cancerous decks like Bless's here. It's a good counter. I don't think Exodia is necessarily that great of a deck. Like, we've already seen one of the Exodia players lose in this tournament, didn't we? Yeah, we saw K's deck lose. So I don't think Exodia is too powerful. I do think Bless's deck is too annoying at least. It's bad for viewership. That's a pretty good play. Destroys the card before he can draw 2 with it. And does free up his own board. Does only free up 1 slot though, so we can only have 1 monster to use. Which is pretty bad, because that's guaranteed, because there's no 2000 attack monster in Bless's deck as far as I know. Oh, he's going for the Beaver Warrior kill though. I'm glad he chose Beaver Warrior. The good news for Jack though is, that's 1 Treacherous in the graveyard, which means there's no there's a trap card in there, so he can't use another one. So Beaver Warrior is the only card he has to swing with. By looks of things, he's just going to be beaten to death. Ultra rare cards that need to beat Exodia, like Armades and Reactor Dragon. I mean, to be fair, Exodia has been beaten this tournament. It's already been beaten. Same with last tournament. Oh, it's not necessarily needed. Exodia does brick a ton. So as long as you can get rid of their resources quickly, and just leave them just the Exodia pieces in hand, it's just a free win. It's just such a good matchup for against Stall, which is what was expected for the tournament. So that's why I saw people bring. That's why I see people bring this kind of stuff. All right, so Bless can nearly use his skill to bring back the Treacherous. Oh, never mind. That's just game. This means that we'll have to knock out 2 Exodia players to go through to win the tournament. He's already knocked out 1. Don't be like Konami nerf the cancer. I'm not going to nerf Exodia specifically. I'm going to nerf some of the cards that are probably used in Exodia, but not... I'm more interested in getting rid of things like Swordswoman, Wall Disruption, and the Ultra, obviously Floodgate. All the really, really cancerous stuff that I dislike. I did my job. Yeah, just delaying the streamer shit done. God damn it. Some of us need to sleep over here, bless. It's 4:20 in the morning, I'll have you know. Thank you for that. Spawn of Satan has been eliminated. It is Jack going through to the final versus Will by the looks of things. We've got Cyberdark versus Exodia. Not a bad final, honestly. I'm just glad Bless is no longer in it. Cancer. It's you versus Will, Jack. Alright, we've got the 2 players in the room already. Oh. Why'd you change room, Jack? This one. You had it right the first time, bud. Get back up there. There we go. My trick was to treacherous worms. Yeah, the only combo was to use treacherous on worm, because Jack wasn't going to kill it himself, so it had to have been treacherous. But, as your deck is 30 cards, drawing those 2 is pretty, unlikely. Not to mention milling Exodia pieces doesn't really do too much, unless you get rid of, like, multiple, since he has the card to bring them back from the graveyard anyway. If anything, it helps him. Since if he has the spell card, he just brings it back. But if you get the Exodia pieces and the spell card, free win. Since I don't think Jack runs many of the spell card in his deck. Right, Cyberdark versus Exodia. So we've already seen the Cyberdark player beat 1 Exodia person, I think. I think it was the Cyberdark. Can he knock out another? Actually no, Andre beat it in. Oh, alright, so we've got the Hatronade. Alright. I don't think he can lethal him. I don't think he can lethal him here, but he can certainly do a bunch of damage. I don't think there's a way the Cyberdark player can lethal him. Certainly get like 2,000 plus damage in though. And if he has a second Hatronade in the deck, which he may even have it in hand. Which seems pretty likely what the player's gone for. Seems honestly pretty likely what the player's gone for, because normally you save the Hatronade when you can go for lethal. So when you have 2 monsters on the board, for example, you just Hatronade and then know you're gonna win. Like next turn, like if you used it now, it's like a guaranteed win. Since most of Jack's cards too are the SR ones that can only be used during the battle phase. Ooh, double Cyclone. Perfect. And I don't think Jack played a second card, so that's gonna be game. Use it during his end phase, nothing Jack can do. So as long as he can get any monster out. Oh my god, is this a series 1? Wait, that's a Beaver Warrior kill. That's the series 1 right there. That's it, that's the final done. That's 2 weeks in a row we had a Beaver Warrior finish the game, right? Good job, Will. That's it. That's a win. That's a sick play. Good use of the spell during the end phase. To be fair, Jack may have had a second face down he could have played, but chose not to. I'm pretty sure we saw in turn 1 he did set 2 cards even. Yeah, in turn 1 he set 2 cards, he just chose not to set 2 the next time around, which could have cost him the game. Sick play either way from Will. That's a Beaver Warrior win, so that's the series 1. That's the final one. It doesn't go to game 2 because the Beaver Warrior OTK. Alright, so we'll go back to the bracket and crown our champion. Yeah, that's it. That's awesome. Will is the winner of the tournament, defeating the Exodia player. Undefeated streak, didn't drop a game. Actually no, did he drop one to America? He did, he actually went 1-1 because he braked. I lied. Yeah. Good stuff, Will. Good stuff. Good play. Good use of spells during end phase. Anyway guys, I'm going to wrap it up for now. That's the tournament for this week. If you're interested in joining next week, head over to the Discord. All the rules on how to join are written in there. If you want to join guaranteed, you can also sponsor the channel. They'll give you guaranteed membership, so you get to join the tournament whenever you like. Guaranteed entry. Yeah, and it happens every week. Next week will be ultra rare, so if you're interested in playing, join the Discord. Yeah, congratulations Will for winning the tournament. Good to see a new winner this time round. We had 2 former champions in this one, both got eliminated, which is pretty good since America is a great player. But yeah, that was pretty good, boys. Good stuff. Went pretty smoothly. Bit slow on the cancer decks though. Took it a little bit longer than it should have. Anyway, yeah, good stuff, boys. Thank you guys for watching. All the VODs will be on YouTube if you guys want to check out, watch games again, or if you missed something. Yeah, catch you later, boys.